My wife sent me out hunting and gathering for food at the grocery store. Just like animals, plants want to survive as a species too. And that's why they have seeds. And they have very interesting ways of spreading them all over the place so they can survive as a species. This right here, this is a seed from a tree. It just dropped from above just a few minutes ago. And what the tree's hoping will happen is that this seed will go and take root into the ground, and out pops a new seed. So again, plants taking care of themselves, trying to survive as plant species. Okay, wind helps plants spread their seeds. Have you ever taken a dandelion and blew it and to see all the white fluffies spread out? Well, those are seeds, and what's happening is they're going to spread out and become dandelions themselves. You ever hear the saying, the seed doesn't fall far from the tree? Well, it's true. When the trees drop their seeds, they're actually in the near vicinity of where the tree is. And this is how forests grow and develop naturally. Okay, it's because the trees, as they mature and drop seeds, other trees grow and they eventually drop seeds, and all these seeds are very close together, and so therefore all the trees are close together. So that's basically how you create a forest. So we talked about how other plant species have spread their seeds around. Well, do you want to know why fruits and vegetables and berries like the strawberry, how they spread their seeds? Well, on the strawberry, it's surrounded with little seeds. And of course, we know that strawberries are nice and juicy and sweet, and we like to eat them. And in fact, that's exactly what nature wants us to do. They want us to eat the strawberry, because what happens is when we eat the strawberry, well, let's just say this. If a bear eats the strawberry, well, as you know, where does a bear poop? In the woods, of course. And when it poops the seeds, and the seeds take root and grow more strawberries or other berries and things that bears eat and poop in the woods. Don't worry, I'm not going to make any more little strawberry bushes here at the Bluffton Oyster Factory Park, but good strawberry. Alright, here are some things that hunter-gatherers gave to us. First off, they gave us speech. Alright, as they started using grunts and things, and then they started to mean something as they started to communicate. And eventually, as humans developed, they started getting more complex speech so that they could actually enunciate what it is they were wanting to get across to their fellow tribe members. Next, the hunter-gatherers basically used that speech to communicate so that they could coordinate, particularly on hunts. What they would do is they would, as a group, plan and execute ways to track and kill their prey. Usually at first what it was taking these animals and basically driving them to where the animals would jump off a cliff and be killed, and then the hunters would get the meat, take it back to wherever they were staying. As time grew, they actually started developing tools with sticks, stones, sharpening the sticks, and use that to stab at animals. They used tools to help cut what the animal's hides to get at the meat, and then to get at the fur, because they started developing clothing so that they could protect themselves from the elements. We're talking about the Ice Age here, and for most of the world it's pretty cold, and so they needed something to bundle up with. So those are some of the main things that the hunter-gatherers gave to us as far as what we know today. The hunter-gatherers were usually grouped along the lines of families that had connections with each other pretty much directly. And it would be the family group that went out, worked with each other. They learned how to do teamwork in order to hunt down the animals, to find the food, the nuts, the berries, and fruits and vegetables that they needed to survive. And again, this is one of the first steps towards the building of societies. Now, the early ancestors, of course, they had to constantly work towards getting food. They just needed it, okay? And it was constantly go, 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 get food, 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 like other animals do when they're out in the wild. Always thinking with their stomach. There is one food that our hunter-gatherer ancestors started eating that had a major impact on our development today. And that is, they discovered that they could eat meat. Now, meat's important because what it does is it actually facilitates brain development, makes the brain grow larger, and therefore the brain actually has more capacity for thought, cognitive ability, that's thinking, and it allows humans to, basically expand their knowledge to remember things other than just basic survival skills. And this is what separates us probably from other animals. So, the eating of the meat is very important. The next thing, of course, is that they discovered fire. And what happened is, of course, they realized that with fire, well, you get to cook your meat. And you cook the meat, makes it taste better. But also, it makes it safer for humans to consume because it kills a lot of the bacteria and germs that could make early humans, or even us today, sick, and actually helped early humans survive and ward off certain diseases when otherwise they would have probably eaten the raw meat and got sick and died. Well, we're glad that our ancestors learned how to do fire, or else we wouldn't be here, would we? All right, so as you can imagine, early humans were having to move constantly in order to try to find just enough food to survive. Well, what's happening is, of course, it's kind of a certain situation where you got to maintain a balance. All right, as you know, everything needs fuel in order to live or to grow or to move. Okay, cars need gasoline. Well, humans need what's called calories, and calories come from foods. Well, as we eat the food, we take in the calories, and then as we move around, we burn those calories so that our body can continue to do what it does, to move and do all the things that humans do during the day, especially in the old days. So, what happens is that as humans are constantly moving around in search of food, hunting for animals, looking for nuts and fruits and berries and veggies, well, the thing is they're burning calories at the same time. So if you're burning calories, and probably at a rate that may even be greater maybe than most days that you get to actually eat, you can imagine that early humans were constantly hungry. And when you're hungry, this means many different things. You're not as healthy, and so diseases take hold and probably kill large numbers of early humans. You're not going to grow as big, and that's one of the reasons why we look at fossils of our early ancestors. They're definitely much shorter than we are because, well, they didn't get to eat as much. Okay, we start seeing the development of early humans into something we would call like religion, particularly when we look at graves of some of these early humans towards the end of the Paleolithic era. And it's because we see them, they're actually buried in kind of an elaborate way. They're laid out, not just flopped over. They also have tools and weapons and other things there, and it's believed that what they've done is that these early humans, as they develop kind of an awareness of themselves and their place in the world, and maybe even imagining what can happen in beyond after death. So what they've done is they basically want to equip the deceased with things that they're going to need in the afterlife. So in other words, basic early humans start getting this idea that there is a spirit that inhabits the body, and that spirit departs the body upon death and goes to wherever in the hereafter. Not really sure how they do it, but the thing is, though, they're going to be well prepared with weapons to defend themselves and to hunt, and probably some other things that they're going to need, to make their lives as comfortable as possible and be prepared when they go to their next stage.